You know, the issue here is to what extent has Muturi security been withdrawn? Is it like, because he's saying 2 guards, 2 security officers. Did he only have the 2 security officers?
Right.
Or is it 2 of the several other security officers?
Is he down 2? Is he less 2?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Either way, the timing, it's not good. The timing is not good. If like CS for Interior Kipchumba Murkomen is maybe
speculating
if it's a scale down, then the scale down should have happened as soon.
Immediately
he
lost the cabinet slot.
So then, the timing is very, very suspicious, whether it is a scale down or complete removal of his security. But yes, that would be good to get clarification on. Is he less 2 guards, or does he not have any security completely? And what is he entitled to, given that he did serve as speaker for 10 years?
Right, and is it less 2 guards, and maybe he's just foreshadowing and saying this is how it starts? Say that he had more than the 2. I think the alarm is, if this is how it begins, then what's to say that I won't lose at the end? But you just said something interesting, Mariam, the timing. I think we saw it with the former deputy president as well. Shortly after the impeachment, I know that one can say yes, obviously. If you're going to leave office, then there's a scale down. But there always seems to be a timing when you come forward with certain allegations, when you pour your truth, this kind of follows.
Can I throw in a question here?
Go for it.
Throw it.
Right? Why do we spend so many of our police officers guarding these people? I mean, how many police officers do we need across the country? How many, population according to international standards? How many do we have?
Wonderful question. I have that answer.
How many do we have guarding 349 MPs, plus senators, plus ministers, plus senior officers, plus former retired this and the other? Why?
I would.
So
want
you
to
are a
argue
new guy. You've just gone to Parliament. You are an MP from Mumias East. Auko na shida na mtu juzi. Then suddenly we give you 2 police officers because umekuwa MP. Who's your enemy now?
Right.
Okay. You're a former minister. So let's even say you're a former speaker of the National Assembly. Okay? Ni sawa. When you were speaker, we gave you those because you're speaker, you're serving. When you are former speaker, and it's been 3 years since you left this position.
Yeah.
What's the security threat? Exactly. I mean, sometimes I just don't get it.
Well, I would argue and say, I do not believe that there needs to be huge security around you. 1 person may be sufficient. What's the security threat? I think as long as you're high profile and hold that office, there will be security threats. Whether or not people want to agree with it, whether or not people feel that this person is popular or not, as a public figure of that stage, of that profile, there could be, but I do agree.
So there are security companies in this country. So we are giving you...
Who could offer the same services.
See, we are giving you, Marupurupi Uzeni. Go hire one of those companies.
Maybe that's a better question, actually. That's a better conversation.
Why do we have to spend... Do you know how much it costs us to actually train and maintain a police officer?
And how we need them.
And where we need them.
And where we need them.
And then now here we are saying that former CNC, former Chief Justice, former Director of... former head of... all of you guys are having police officers, plus all these MPs, plus...
You found the answer.
I have... So, we have about... The recommended, no, not a recommended ratio, but we have about 1 police officer for every 461 Kenyans. But those are not the sharpest of statistics, but estimations, right? However, when you look at how many police officers are assigned to protect VIPs, including government officials and politicians, other prominent individuals, comes to about 12,000 out of a police force of 80,000.
That is... right therein, then lies the problem.
Each of the 40... Wait, hold on. Governors. Each of the 47 governors are assigned between 7 and 12 officers.
Imagine.
The deputy president receives 45 officers. The president has approximately 200 officers dedicated to his security. Members of parliament typically entitled to at least 1 bodyguard, though some may have more. And then there's CSs who are assigned various police officers based on their individual roles and the perceived security needs.
When you're serving as interior CS, for example, Kipchumba, right now...
You need security.
Get security.
Yes.
Okay? When you're serving in the cabinet, all right, get security. When you're a former interior CS, or for a while, former interior CS, because of that role that you played, okay, get security. Sawa sawa. Former NIS boss, get security. Former military, get security. Ni sawa. Lakini sio kila mtu. And some others, now that we have actually elevated our private security services with an authority, and even I remember the Director General of the, it's called the Private Security Regulatory Authority, saying, let's arm some of them. We can arm some of these guys and let them become securities. You go to the US Embassy here.
Is that still at taxpayer cost?
Yeah?
Is that still being...
It's the marupurupu. We are giving you marupurupu. See, we are giving you marupurupu.
So you use the marupurupu?
Use your marupurupu, kujisort.
There's a joke by Trevor Noah made when... You know how African politicians love, the motorcades, the everything. So to your point, Eric, sometimes you get it. The president is passing. We could talk about how many cars are in the motorcade. That's a different thing. But yes, let's clear traffic. The president is passing. The deputy president is passing. That makes sense. Then he was like, your minister for agriculture. What emergency? What cabbage emergency is happening? That was his question, and it's always at the back of my mind. So yes, it's a good question. Why do we need this much security? Even later on, how much of our security forces are going to protect VIPs, former VIPs? Because this is not just current sitting. 12,000 is not just protecting sitting MPs and sitting cabinet secretaries and Nima Rupu Rupu Yao. It's part of their retirement benefits.
And I think I agree with the approach of hire your own. If you do feel like because of the office you held, for whichever reason, you'll always be some kind of, a target is a big word, but there'll always be some interest around you. I think about the fact that I think there's a country for a conference I went to, and the former First Lady had one person with her. One. This is somebody who easily could demand. You're the former First Lady. It's not like the president had just left office a while back. They just left office.
Right.
It shows you efficiency as well.
I get
efficiency.
It.
So
I met with. She's I think the equivalent of a permanent secretary for foreign affairs in Finland, in Helsinki. She rode on her bike by herself. Came to meet to have lunch. Nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm like. And then with a car seat on the bike.
All you need is a PA.
The baby, sorry, it's a bike seat.
It's a bike seat.
On the bike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's it. There's no one else, it's just you. Okay.
And until we get to that place where, because unfortunately the battalion of guards and PAs, etc., just creates more of a barrier. And I think it's intentional. You don't need to come too close to see what I'm doing, or
It's
quote unquote doing or not doing.
We have over-elevated our politicians.
We absolutely
I do not
have.
understand
We
why
absolutely
a
have.
first-time member of parliament. This guy was with us in the street just the other day. Now you've been elected, you have a bodyguard. Nani akona shida na?
Miss me with that loading. Miss me with that loading.
By the way.
By the way. In a calm. Sana he'll be like, I have a week. Let me roll up my sleeves.
Ask your mama, boss.